Hey everybody, this is Charlie with 4BZ Truth. I was just in a deep conversation with my wife, and we're talking about something that I'm not sure if anybody is aware of, but we're about to have our firstborn son, and I'm sitting here making eggs, trying to multitask. I don't know if you could see that, but yeah, there you go. We were kind of, talking about all the decisions we're going to make as parents, and thinking about all the things that, but then we start talking about the complexities of, like, breastfeeding, the whole thing about intelligent design, and we're just so floored at, like, how many things that, are kind of set up in place just in the natural body. Like one example is you have a baby who is exposed to certain, like viruses or whatever, and apparently the breast milk can basically their saliva or their skin can communicate with the mother as far as its needs for antibodies to be developed in the breast milk. And we started talking about the complexities of not just the human body, but just the creation. We are created beings. Now, a lot of the discussions that I've been in with other people lately is based off of a quote by Nikola Tesla, and that is, if you're interested in unlocking the mysteries of the universe, think in terms of frequency and energy. Now, the thing about frequency and energy is, like when you have radio or TV frequencies or Bluetooth and all that, you have these different channels that you can tune into, basically. And now, as far as the human brain is concerned, we have certain frequency that we can perceive, such as light, sound. We can absorb certain things that we know how to, interpret from our brain. Now, I was watching this video, and it's been out for a while, but it's talking about Yanny or Laurel. People might actually hear it different. I hear Laurel. There's people that hear Yanny. There's people that hear Laurel. There's people that hear some in between of it. And I don't know exactly how much that proves, other than our brains can tune into certain frequencies. Now, I started thinking in terms of like the Holy Spirit, or having communion with our Creator. And you can say that from a Christian perspective. If we are filled with the Holy Spirit, it's funny, like we were talking to this Indian couple that have a church in India, and it's a friend of ours, his parents, that came out to visit. And now they have a very large church in India, and they you might actually look at these people as they're very gifted, very spiritual people, and they actually prayed for us because we're having this baby, and he's a miracle baby. We haven't really talked about that very much, but he is a miracle baby because I'm 37, having my first child. And anyways, this woman laid her hand on my wife's belly, and immediately there was like an energy that came through her hand and caused the baby to start just going crazy on that spot. He was just responding, and that could just be like whatever. But the reality is there's something to a frequency that could be emitted on the channel of the Holy Spirit. Now, when I'm talking about channel, I'm talking about like when you're tuning into a radio station, you hear like the changing frequencies until you can lock in on that direct frequency of that channel. Now, as far as our human mind is capable, basically I feel like we are trying to tune in on the frequency of the Holy Spirit, and that is, having communion with God. Now, people always talk about being filled with the Holy Spirit, so it's like, what is being unlocked in our mind that we're able to tune into that frequency? So this is a thought that I had in my mind. Like, are things overlooked as far as like our capacity to understand this reality, because we've hindered ourselves on our ability to perceive certain things just based on our own constructs? So what if our minds, our consciousness are set up in a way to where we can tune into certain frequencies, and this talk of mind over matter, we can change our DNA, so to speak, if we understand how to tune into that frequency. So I'm fascinated by this stuff. I feel like it's very deep and complex, but if anybody's on a journey of learning, I just feel like that is a good starting point as far as the frequencies, and trying to understand the physical aspects of changing the channel to the Holy Spirit or to the Creator. And I think that we're trying to unlock our minds so that we can fully, people might call that the pineal gland. We're trying to unlock certain aspects of our brain. So our capacity, our consciousness can be fully enveloped by this Creator frequency. It sounds a little new agey, but to be honest with you, I feel like God is not religious. And I feel like in the process of me learning about my baby developing in the womb, there is such complexity to the process that I am floored that we can have that connection to that Creator frequency, or to God. Jesus and his, I wasn't necessarily planning on talking about Jesus in terms of frequency, but I feel like Jesus was in tune to that frequency, and he was a healer. He was he knew the past, present, and future. His power. So the power of the Holy Spirit is, it's like electricity. It sounds kind of crazy, but I wonder if anyone's ever really looked at it like that. I've heard some people kind of mention stuff about it, but the power of God is the frequency of God, and we are like conduits that transmit that electricity. Are you one that's a conduit? So that's kind of where I'm going with this. So if anybody has any thoughts or comments on this, I love interacting and discussing these issues. And like and subscribe. I try to limit my videos to about 10 minutes nowadays, but again, I'm always interested in getting deeper into this topic, so let me know what you guys think. This is Charlie with 4BZ Truth, and thanks for watching. Have a good one.